tell you not to think what you honestly believe, but I think maybe you should re-examine a little bit the things that you believe, huh? Think about it.
This declaration has been published. It's come from the very, very top, because this is the benchmark, if you like. This is the red line that has been laid out for and on behalf of the people of America, that is now challenging the deep state and the cabal head on. But now they've laid this out, it will be very interesting to see how they react, how the mainstream media react. Because at the moment, the mainstream media is still refusing to cover anything.
The deep state has violated every precept that we hold dear regarding our Constitution and our values. And the executive order that Trump signed on September 12th of 2018 will actually summarize and bring together the teeth and the reason behind the arrest of all of these perpetrators who deliberately and are consistently deliberately, with incredible malfeasance, tearing down every aspect of our Constitution and our rights, including the mainstream media, because they are collaborators in perpetrating the lie of the election and therefore guilty of high treason. That executive order 13848 also stipulates that the assets will be seized of these perpetrators. And I'm sure that he's been giving us hints that he intends to sue the CCP for what they have done. Not only in that regard, but also, of course, with the COVID and the scamdemic.
I read the declaration. It's not just a declaration, it's a denunciation of the crimes that are being committed as we speak against everybody on the planet, really, not just the US, although it's a very US specific declaration. It does make mention that it's a global situation that we're facing. So it's a denunciation, it's a declaration, and actually what I liked most about it is that it's a call for action. It spells out certain steps that every one of us can take to help in the process of changing this incredible situation that we're now facing. Like Simon said, it is history in the making. And I think that this sort of declaration helps people put things into perspective. It lays down, it actually mentions everything from the election fraud to the vaccines, to the human trafficking, to the satanic sacrifices. I mean, it doesn't really leave out much. It's quite a red pill for anyone that's not in the know. They're going to think, oh goodness, there's a lot here to handle. But those of us that have been aware of things for a little longer, it's a wonderful document that lays out what we've been through, what we're still going through. And again, it calls for action. It very clearly says at the end, we can do something about this. Call on your representatives and your legislators. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get things started. Let's stand up and fight. Let's resist this.
It seems like most people, with the exception of some who are just truly comatose now and who are truly complacent, are awakened to the fact that this is not right.
I had no idea of the scale of the human trafficking.
I think what shocked me was they come out in black and white and said how many people they expect to die from having 2 doses of vaccine, and that to me is quite shocking. History will look back and say that this document represented the beginning of the end of the cabal.
And there's also one line in there that I liked as well, for imposing taxes on us without our consent.
This is an emancipation proclamation for the whole world, that he is already had his team setting out all of the precepts and the necessary steps to enact this, to indeed give us back our sovereignty.
Starting off with compensation and liability for harm against those who have been coerced into taking the COVID-19 vaccination. So they've got everything there. So they're making people aware that the pathway is now clear, and they've named them: the United Nations, the Federal Reserve.
For people that don't know, well, read this document. This is putting them on notice in a big way, and it's got everything in there.
It even makes mention of admiralty law versus common law.
Yes.
So it really is spelling out everything that one pretty much really needs to know now to survive this madness and to fight it and to win this war.
The forced mandates for the vaccination are a violation of the Nuremberg codes. This is a really specific document also. In 2012, the conclusion of those who have access to the Looking Glass Project determined that there is an inevitable outcome that will happen at some point. And that's where all of the timelines converge to one place, and that is called the Great Awakening. That, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're at right now.